Good afternoon, YouTube. I spent about 10 minutes on this little portion of the floor here, and what I used was the orange polypropylene brush on the floor machine, and I spread out some of my detergent water mix with the mop, and then I sprayed some 50/50 Emerge degreaser mix on top of the wet floor, and then used the scrubber. Went over that about, probably about 10 minutes. So I've got the floor mopped up. It's really hard to see what it looks like when it's wet. So I wanted to give you a look at what it's like when it's wet. And I guess the idea is just keep trying different things. So this was the orange brush. So you can see I've got the orange brush on the floor machine. Yes, good morning, YouTube. So I did a little bit of cleaning experiment here on the floor yesterday. Did about a 4-foot by 4-foot section of the floor, and I used the orange polypropylene brush, and I went over this 16 square foot area for probably 5 to 10 minutes, and then I mopped everything off, rinse water, and it did do a little bit here. You can see like there's a slight lighter spot there from here to here. Just it's hard to see the difference. So I decided that didn't work as well. So that was the orange brush. What I did was put on one of the brown Scotch-Brite type pads. And so what I did with that is I went in just to this area here, and you can see there's quite a distinct change there. If it shows up on the camera, you can really see that back line across there. And what I did with this pad was I sprayed only the 50/50 detergent on here. And a couple of things to note. One is it did a really good job here along the baseboard. It took up almost all of the mastic residue. I didn't really concentrate on the baseboard, but I went in like to this section here, and you can see it really took that up. Yeah, you can see here it's done a pretty good job. You can see the white area. I went down, right down that line and right across there. Did a pretty good job. There's still some of these darker areas. These were where the concrete has absorbed more of the mastic stain. Okay, YouTube, this is my little test patch, the dark area there. What I did was apply some of the mastic remover oil on this section of concrete. I brushed it in with my bristle brush there, and it's been about 15 minutes, and you can see it pretty much soaks in. It disappears into the concrete. So I think what I'm going to do now is I've got my 50/50 mix of the Emerge degreaser and water. So I'm going to soak this whole area down. Yeah, I figured I'd give you a look at the floor machine. This is with the Scotch-Brite pad on there, and this thing really works well here. Okay, just want to take a quick look after I just used the rinse water, mopped up the concentrated detergent and the remover that I put on the surface, but I think that's looking pretty good, and we'll see what it looks like. So we'll catch you in a few hours then. So let the floor dry here, and it got cleaner. I think what happens is the light areas get lighter and the dark areas get lighter, and actually it makes it look higher contrast because all of this area in here, all of the really lighter stuff has actually gotten quite light, and the darker areas just seem to stay there. Over here it improved a little bit, but I think this concrete here, I don't know if you can see, like right down here, you can see there's kind of almost a hexagonal pattern. There must be some really fine surface cracks. What I'm thinking is there's maybe this part of the concrete has some really fine surface cracks that are letting the stain get in deeper. But I'm going to try one more thing here, and let me zoom out and show you that. I figure I would try some oven cleaner, and supposedly that will also work on concrete. So that's why I'm kind of experimenting on this little back corner and see if I can come up with a technique that works. So we'll try the oven cleaner. I'll show you what that looks like. Probably catch that in the morning because it'll be wet tonight and it'll have to dry overnight before we can see what it looks like. So I'll show you what that looks like in the morning then. So we'll catch you later. Thanks for watching.